Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? There's a lot of sighing. You might have noticed, if you follow me in any area of my life, that I have been talking a lot about rage and rage held in the body. And one of the things that I wanted to talk a little bit about is our fear of rage. I did a mantra post yesterday and kind of talked a little bit about this. And one of the things about rage is we are afraid of it, especially in women, BIPOC, the BIPOC community, immigrants, anybody that maybe society doesn't want to hear from. We're uncomfortable with rage coming out of people. So what we do is socially, we make rage unacceptable for those people. We narrow it down to a very small group of people, usually men, and I know not all men feel comfortable with rage. But typically, rage is more acceptable for white men to feel and have. Now, that said, oftentimes those same men are not given or allowed to feel sorrow, grief, vulnerability. Those kind of things are pushed down. So rage and anger typically are the go-to allowed feelings for white men. I'm not going to really get into that too much, but I wanted to say that this journaling that I've been doing that is focused in getting at that rage that is held in the body so tightly, I get why it's hard. I get why it stays there. I get why people don't want to enter into it. And one of those reasons why we don't want to enter into even looking at that, bottom rage is because, there's a fear of, what if I get stuck there? What if the moment I kind of let off the top, it never goes away? And I completely understand that. I can say that in my case, that has not been what's been happening, and I have journaled every single day except 2 days. So now it's been probably like 10 days since I started this free write journaling, or what I like to call uncensored dump journaling. And I haven't run out of things to journal with, because that's what experiencing trauma, both generational and in your experience as a human being on the earth, and we all have it. We all have it. You don't have to have, childhood trauma to still have rage in your body. You can, live in the world and experience patriarchy, live in the world and experience any kind of injustice or being passed over or ignored or rejected, or just being a human in the world. You will have some kind of rage in your body. So in my experience doing this, I have not spiraled and slipped down into this well of not being able to get out, of being consumed with rage. And in fact, I've had the opposite feeling, where it's really helped me focus my attention in that 10 minutes that I'm doing it, of really focusing that energy and letting out those feelings. And sometimes, writing about the experience. That's my experience. I can't promise that, for survivors of sexual abuse and racial violence, it might be a little more landminey. But in my experience as a survivor of child sexual trauma, it has been something that I can just do and then I can leave. I have had nothing so far where I've felt like I've taken it with me. It's really been a release, and that's been so liberating. Today I journaled with fear, because I feel like I was given fear before I even came out of the womb. It's like I inherited fear. And in the journal, I kind of was like, who would I be without this fear? Because I don't think fear is natural for me. In fact, probably there are personalities maybe that lean towards more of that, but I don't think inheriting fear or being a fearful person is necessarily natural for any of us. We were given it, we inherited it. And doing that journaling for 10 minutes just kind of I didn't make peace with the people that gave me that fear, but I did get to say, I want to see what it would be like to live as closely who I was meant to live as without that fear. Now, that doesn't mean when fear is needed that I don't want to have fear. I definitely want to have caution and wisdom, but I want to see who I can truly be without that.